Okay, Jai welcome everyone. Welcome to Worldwide Jain Virtual Classroom. This is session number 25. We are currently in section of management of stress, and we last time covered we are in a stage of we were in a stage of reducing intensity of stress, and last time under that we covered resolving conflicts through Jain principles. So we characterized different types of conflicts. We went through kind of a thought process of how to analyze different conflict, and then finally how to basically work to resolve a conflict using the framework, Jain framework. So with that, I'd like to just leave a room open for any questions from last time. There were 3, 4 different types of conflicts we went over, two main categories, and basically how to think through each of them. And generally, we looked at the basis for those conflicts and where we failed to understand them. Okay. So if there are no questions, we can go to our next stage. So when we started this management of stress action, we looked at the different strategies here. Let me go to that page here. Okay, I'm
Hello.
going to share my screen here.
I don't know.
Okay, can everyone see my screen? Can
Yeah.
everyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. All right. So the different stages of stress are basically state of uncontained extreme stress, in which a person demonstrates highly unethical, immoral, and extremely violent behavior, plus 7 type of great addictions. Then the contained state of contained extreme stress, state of contained extreme stress, in which a person basically doesn't demonstrate highly unethical behavior uh, and 7 great addictions, but still has root causes of stress about infinite passions, as well as the wrong beliefs, wrong understanding. So from that then onward, we looked at different philosophical principles where the understanding is incorrect, to that which person remains in a state of extreme stress. And as person starts understanding his own self, and the correct starts forming a correct worldview and right attitude, his intensity of the stress starts going down. So then eventually, and then along with that, he also starts self contemplation, where his thought process is going wrong. In that stage, he no longer, at least intellectually, he no longer considers circumstances or other people or external things as reasons for or causes for his stress. Takes full accountability for stress, but then as he starts introspecting it, he slowly rectifies his mistakes in his worldview, and the attitude, as well as along with that, he would, if there are any conflicts, he would also find a way to resolve those conflicts peacefully. Then comes a stage that, so up until this stage, in the state of milder stress, a person gains all the intellectual knowledge, so to speak. Uh, but the knowledge is not quite yet with experience of the self. So we cannot really say that there is a complete conviction of of self there. So means about his own consciousness. So now the next stage is that not having that conviction means the person still, although intellectually he believes that he is his true nature is his own consciousness, but at the experience level he hasn't quite understood that. He hasn't gained that experience. So the conviction is firm conviction is still missing, and that's why the root cause is still there, and that's why there is significant amount of stress is still there. So to address that root cause, we have to basically form a conviction about our own consciousness, that who we are, that in reality we are consciousness and not this body or external beings or anything else. So how to address that root cause is the subject of going to be the subject from today onwards. And now in Jain philosophical terms, gaining the right conviction about the true nature of consciousness or true nature of soul is called samyak darshan, attaining a state of samyak darshan. Samyak means correct, right, and darshan means belief, right belief, attaining right belief through experience of self. So how do we attain that? That's a question. Everything until this point is clear? The state itself through which a person goes through different stages. If you see the order of it, it's quite logical to, it's very, very similar to the clinical approach that doctors take. Without going through the earlier stage, it is really not very easy to progress to the next stage. So there is a sequential step. There are steps that every person can take step by step and progress through this path of stress management. So any ideas about how do you gain that right conviction? What do you have to do? I mean, my question is, at intellectual level, person has already concluded that he is a consciousness. His true nature is his own pure consciousness, and all this external pudgal parmanus, or the matter substance, as well as all the temporary feelings of anger, ego, deceit, greed, and all the kashayas, they are not his true nature. He is not just defined by that. Beyond that, his true existence is his permanent ability to gain knowledge, which is his pure consciousness, which remains unaffected no matter what happens. Yes, knowledge may go up and down, the expressed knowledge, but the ability to gain full knowledge, that potential never goes up and down. It's infinite and it remains infinite. And the pure consciousness remains as is. So then he has already concluded that. He accepts that. If you ask him, he will say, yes, that's what he thinks. But then why would you say that it's not a true conviction? Why can you not say it's a true conviction? Anyone? Siddharth? Priyanka? Ritesh? Hello? Anyone?
Sorry, what was the question again, Prerit?
Question is,
Hey, Prerit. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, can you explain the question? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, my question is, in that state of milder stress, according to Jainism, that state is called Samyakta Sanmukh Mityadrasti, in which a person has already gone through that philosophical concepts. He has already carefully, critically analyzed them. He has already concluded that yes, the pure consciousness, true nature of the consciousness, is his real self, and the matter substance as well as the temporary feelings that we experience is not the true existence or the complete existence of ourselves. So then Why is this still not a true conviction? Why can we not call it a true conviction? What's the difference? What's the
Probably
difference?
because Prerit, he didn't experience the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
He just had everything in mind theoretically, but cannot apply that. He didn't apply that yet.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, he hasn't really applied that yet, and hasn't really learned that through experience. So it's kind of similar to, suppose you go to the new country. Like when I came to US, in India, I had not even heard of this fruit, avocado. Everyone knows avocado, right? In US, so in India, I had never heard of it. When I came here, I learned about avocado. I'm like, okay, what type of fruit is this? Now, suppose I haven't really seen it yet, but someone told me that there is a fruit called avocado. It looks like this, tastes like this. You can make this out of that. You can the skin is like that. Its texture is like that. I can know a lot. I can know. I mean, a lot of things about that avocado and probably form an image and gain understanding at a theoretical level. But until and unless I haven't have tasted it or haven't seen it, can't say I've experienced it. So there, there is a possibility for there is a doubt, or the conviction won't come without that experience. Once I see it, once I experience it, once I eat it, taste the avocado, then I'll have firm conviction that yes, there is a fruit like this that exists, and there is no two ways about it. There is no doubt about it. So that's a complete conviction without any doubt, and that's a rational conviction. It's not even a blind faith here. So there is a difference between blind faith and a rational faith. The blind faith is something that has no basis, and the rational faith is basically done with a critical rational analysis and then through experience that comes with experience. And that type of faith, the rational faith, is really unshakable. That will, no matter what happens, it's not easy to take it up or basically change that. But the blind faith can completely go upside down in the moment of event, basically. Some unexpected, unforeseen event occurs. Suppose someone has a blind faith in some Guruji uh, about something, and the person finds out something wrong about that Guruji. So previously he would respect a lot, but now he would not be able to respect that person. So that's the difference between blind faith and rational faith. And so this rational faith comes through experience, as Siddharth mentioned. So here, until now, in the state of reduced intensity, he understands that he's the responsible person for his stress and how he can acquire the right experience. He hasn't really walked through that path. He hasn't done that experiment or experience on himself. So he hasn't really experienced the true bliss or the state of equanimity that we talk about. That partial, initially that will be a momentary experience and it's a partial experience. That is a significant experience to conclude in his belief that yes, his existence is pure consciousness, and that is what happens when he attains the experience. Any question? Okay, so now the next question is, so how do you really attain that experience? Pritesh, Siddharth?
To understand the true nature of soul by understanding that how the soul look like, how his soul is. So we need to study more and more to understand the attributes of the soul.
Yes, that's one of the steps that definitely we have to understand true qualities, at least at the intellectual level, right? That's given. What else? So if you remember in Jain Tattva Parichay, we have studied this particular idea about attaining. So in order to attain Samyak Darshan, there are four things that are required. first thing is, and anyone had any questions? Okay, 4 things that are required. First one is true understanding of Devguru Shastra. I'll be right back, okay? Just a second. Sorry about that. So, what I was going to say is first step is understanding of true Devguru Shastra. What is Devguru Shastra? Why is the understanding of true Devguru Shastra required in this? Basically, understanding of Arihantas who have achieved this path of complete equanimity, who have attained the perfect status without any kashayas. So that person who has attained the Keval Gnan, he is the ultimate goal, right? We want to become like that. That he is the ultimate role model. The first thing is we need to even understand the target. What is our target? And so unless and until we understand their true nature, and a lot of people, make mistakes here, that when they learn about Arihantas, they learn about external characteristics only. That there's some Vosana looks like this, and there are so many such and such people. Their body looks like this. Their body has such and such characteristics. So that's fine. That's all fine to learn. But until and unless we learn their internal characteristics about their true nature of soul, that what is their nature of soul, basically, infinite knowledge that they have, infinite bliss that they have, infinite conduct means the pure conduct, no anger, no ego, no deceit, no greed, no kashayas means the zero passions that they have, not even minute passions, completely disciplined and immersed into soul. And how they have attained this. Until and unless we understand these things, then we cannot really understand our target. And if we don't even understand our target, then how can we really attain our goal? So that's the reason we have to really understand the true nature of the soul, who they are, basically. So does that make sense? Why we have to understand the true nature of Arihantas and Siddhas? Who else is on the line? I know I can see Pritesh, Siddharth, Priyanka. Anyone else? Okay, great. Anyone would want to tell me, describe what is the true nature of Dev Guru Shastra? Let's talk about Dev, means Arihantas or Siddhas. What's their true nature like? What's their who is it like? Saurabh ji, are you here? Saurabh ji? I don't think Saurabh ji is here. Anyone would like to explain the true nature of Arihantas or Siddhas?
True nature of Aryan Siddha is basically Vitrag, Ananta Gnan, Ananta Darshan, Ananta Virya. So they are basically their parya is reflecting their swabhav all the time. I don't know, is that what the answer you're looking for? Or
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, you mentioned it right. Now, what I want to do today is I want to try to understand their experience a little more. always we talk about Anant Gnan, Anant Darshan, perfect conduct, and infinite bliss. What is that experience like, right? I mean, a lot of times when we talk about it, it really sounds very much like a philosophical. It's a philosophical terms basically. We we need to understand their meaning a little bit deeper. So what are they really doing? You know, they really don't have to earn like we do. They are not really involved in any other external activities like other jivas do, like we do, like maintaining house or maintaining body or anything like that. So what are they really doing? And plus, they're not really craving anything because they are completely vitrak. They have perfect conduct. They're really not craving anything. And again, they really don't have any hatred, attachment, or any towards anyone. Also, since they are samyak drashti, uh, so they don't really consider any external beings favorable or unfavorable to them. So then, what are they doing? What are they really doing to maintain that state of perfect conduct? I mean, how would you really attain this status, right? I mean, so let's decide this. Everyone agrees that this state is worth attaining, because if we don't even set this as our target, then we can never attain it. So everyone understands this is a state of complete no stress, a state of arihantas and state of siddhas, where you have perfect conduct, means no anger, ego, deceit, greed, no attachment, no hatred, no false perceptions. Is that a state that we should attain? Everyone agree? Yes, no? Priyanka, what do you think?
Ye-
Siddharth, go ahead. You can say that too.
Yes, Prerit. I agree.
Okay. So if that's the goal we want to achieve, how can we attain that goal? Can we attain it just through some yoga or pranayam? Is Arihanta doing yoga or pranayam? We earlier
No,
concluded that yoga and pranayam can be good essential tool uh, to maintain basically physical health for a body, but apart from it, it's really not getting you any spiritual benefits. Spiritual benefits in the sense is it doesn't lead you to increase spiritual purity or less reduction in stress. Your kashas doesn't really necessarily go down. You may think that they're masked because because maybe you are focusing on one point. That doesn't necessarily reduce kashayas, or that wouldn't do. So first, let's go to the next step. Now, why is it important to understand the nature of uh, guru? So we said nature of Dev Guru Shastra. You have to understand the right nature of true nature of Dev Guru Shastra. So Dev we understood Arihantas and Siddhas. Why is it important to understand the true nature of our guru, which is Vitragi Digambar Nagna Digambar Muni? Why is it important to understand his true nature? Anyone?
Because they will guide us to uh, to attain to to get samyak darshan, because they have because they might have experienced their own soul, and they only can guide us to the right path. Otherwise we might uh, go to if we go to the wrong gurus, uh, it will lead to first of all mithyatva and to the wrong path specifically. That's why we should understand the true nature of who is true guru.
Yes, that's correct. So first thing is, at least to even get the right understanding, right
Right belief.
knowledge of right concept, we need to find the right teacher. So if we cannot even identify with the right guru, then it's going to be very difficult for us to understand the nature of our true consciousness. So that's one thing. Second reason why We really have to do this. It's just like understanding Arihantas and Siddhas is a target for ourselves. That's how we want to become. Guru is basically walking on that path. So uh, in Jainism, Guru isn't just someone who only preaches. Whether he preaches or not, he has to have his conduct purified, and he has to be on that path, and he has to be practicing that. And that is when he can be called Guru, when he has those certain qualities defined in our scriptures. So basically, he represents the path, the concepts and the path to get to our goal. So if we don't even understand the true nature of our Guru, then we don't even understand the path to get to our goal. So if we don't even know a path to get to our goal, then how are we going to get there? So whether you say, as we learned in the earlier sessions, that we have to learn the nature of seven tattvas. So seven tattvas, knowing the nature of seven tattvas is what? It's just a process how to get there, right? And who practices those seven tattvas at advanced level? Is basically Muni, being Muni. So understanding them is as good as understanding those concepts. Or you can say understanding those concepts is as good as understanding the true Guru. It's one and the same, basically. So that is the reason we have to understand the true nature of our Guru. Anyone remember the true qualities of our Guru? Anyone remembers? The 27, I believe.
Is that whatever the Digambar, is it one of those things
Yes,
or?
yes. There are 27 characteristics of Digambar Muni. What are those?
Right, right.
I'll give you some idea. Five are basically five samitis. Then five Indriya Vijay. Indriya means he doesn't get involved in the sensual pleasures of five Indriyas or five senses. So that's 10. What else? There are five. Let me see if I can pull the qualities out.
Great, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a reference for you guys. I think it's in maybe it's in Moksha Prakashak. Anyone in front of the internet? Can you look up to Moksha Prakashak or something?
Yeah, let me do that. I have internet. Yeah, it's downloading.
I'm also looking there. I want to basically go through some of those characteristics.
I have it here. Moksmarg Prakashak.
It's in the first chapter, I think.
It's in page number, I think, 4 or 5. Acharya Upadhyay Sadhu ka Swaroop.
Hmm. Right.
You want me to read that?
हाँ read करो करो.
Which one? Sadhu ka Swaroop?
हाँ साधु का स्वरूप.
It's in Hindi.
हाँ हाँ वो हिंदी में करो, वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
पुनश्च इन दो पदवी धारकों के बिना अन्य समस्त जो मुनि पद के धारक है तथा जो आत्म स्वभाव को साधते हैं, जैसे अपना उपयोग पर द्रव्य में इष्ट अनिष्ट पना मानकर फंसे नहीं व भोग नहीं, वैसे उपयोग को साधते हैं और ब्राह्य में उनके साधनभूत तपश्चरणादि कार्यों में प्रवर्तते हैं तथा कदाचित भक्ति वंदनादि कार्यों में प्रवर्तते हैं. ऐसे आत्म स्वभाव के साधक साधु हैं, उनको हमारा नमस्कार हो. दो पदवी, इट मीन्स इट्स लाइक आचार्य और उपाध्याय.
हाँ उसके बिना. मगर इसमें एक्चुअली जो 28 मूलगुण होते हैं, उन्हीं के 28 मूलगुण.
हाँ एक्चुअली ये उसमें नहीं है, ये तो
ये नहीं है. एक
हाँ.
मैं एक्चुअली डालता हूँ नेट पे, एक्चुअली आ जाएगा. अच्छा मिल गए. अच्छा ये देखो, लेट मी सी, अभी मैं शेयर करता हूँ फिर से. ओके सबको दिखाई दे रहा है? दिखाई दे रहा है मेरा स्क्रीन?
या दिख रहा है.
हाँ.
हाँ तो साधु के 28 मूलगुण जो होते हैं, जो 5 महाव्रत, अहिंसानुव्रत, सत्यानुव्रत, आचर्यानुव्रत, ब्रह्मचर्यानुव्रत, अपरिग्रहानुव्रत, the non-violence, truthfulness, complete non-violence, complete truthfulness, complete basically achorya means जो चोरी नहीं करना, non-stealing, brahmacharya means celibacy, complete celibacy, and then complete non-possessiveness. So doesn't even have clothes or anything else. 5 इंद्रिय विजय, स्पर्श, रस, गंध, वर्ण और कर्म means 5 senses, no involvement in sensual pleasures of 5 senses. And 5 samitis, Kriya Samiti, Bhasha Samiti, Ashna Samiti, Adan, Exception, View, etc. These we know in general that Samiti is basically acting very carefully, right? So carefulness in anything he does in life, he's extremely careful about कि कोई जीव की हिंसा ना हो जाए. He does violence about. He's basically taking so much care that he doesn't hurt any other living being in any of his things that he does in life. There are 6 avashiks. These are things he gets involved in throughout the day. Samaik, Vanna, Stuti, Pratyakhan, Pratikraman, Kayotsav. So these are the different tools through which he basically eradicates his kashayas. He remains immersed in them. And so he eradicates his kashayas, and that's why his stress level is extremely low. I mean, he virtually has no stress in relative terms, basically. And then 7 different ones means nagnata is complete nudity. Asnan, no bath. Case sloj means removing all the hair. Adant dovan, no brushing. Only ek bar ahar, one time. Khade khade ahar means by standing, eating food by standing. And bhumi shan, sleeps on the floor. So these are the 28 mool guns. You can go find more details in all in Jain scriptures, like
In fact, spirits,
Shravakacharya. There is a scripture called Purushar Siddhi Upai. All uh, other scriptures have these details basically.
so Prerit,
Yeah.
those 5 samitis, Iriya Samiti means walking, right? Bhasha means speaking, right?
Yes.
Ashna means
Krishna means I think it's when he moves, like other movement of body, he remains really careful of that. That's I think that's Ishna Samiti. Let me find the details of 5 Samitis really well.
so when we do Pratikraman in Shwetambar, those 6 avashyaks is what the Pratikraman is formed of.
So again, what?
In Shwetambar Pratha, when
Uh-huh.
Pratikraman is done every day,
Uh-huh.
there are these 6 avashyaks are followed. There is Samaik, then there is
Mm-hmm.
Guru Vandana,
Mm-hmm.
then there is Pratyakyan, which is Pachkan, and
Mm-hmm.
there is actually Praman asking
Mm-hmm.
for forgiveness,
Mm-hmm.
and then there is Kausag. So these are the 6 things that are performed in Pratikraman
Mm-hmm.
during Shwetambar Pratikraman.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about that?
Avashyaks, like, so these are the avashyaks. Yeah, I mean, so when Shravaks do the avashyaks, right, in Digambar Pratha, the avashyaks, 6 avashyaks are defined a little bit differently for Shravaks. They're not exactly the same. They're like Dev Puja, Guru, Pasti, Swadhyay, Tap, Sanyam, Tap, and Dan. These are the 6 avashyaks according to Shravak. Suppose, like, if you look at the Samaik Vidhi of Samaik, it basically includes all these things. Remember that book that I brought from Indore that has a Samaik Vidhi for Shravak? If you look at that, in the Samaik itself, all these things are included in itself. So, but the difference is when Shravaks do it, they do it at a different level than what Muni does it. Their involvement, or they're much more, they're doing it at a much more different level. That their Muni experiences, they gain the self experience in every antar muhurt. In every 48 minutes, the true Muni would experience his true soul, true nature of the soul. Will go into the self experience.
Okay, so when you said Samak includes all 6, similarly, I mean, I'm not talking about Sadhu, I'm talking about Shravak now. In
Okay.
Shravak, you talk about, when you said Samak includes all these 6 avashyaks, similarly, when Shwetambar say Pratikraman, they
Mm-hmm.
just don't talk about Pratikraman, they talk about all these 6 avashyaks in
Yeah,
that.
yeah, correct, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Mm-hmm.
take Samaik and you have 48 minutes in that you do Guru Vanda, you do Stuti, you do Pratyakyan, you do Pratikraman, you do Kausab.
Yeah, yeah.
So the question is, do we do such a thing in Digambar?
Yeah, so ideally, okay, let me tell you this. So the Vrati Shravak, I'm talking about Vrati Shravak, which is Pancham Gunasthan Vrati Shravak. Okay.
Okay.
Who has attained Samyak Darshan. Ideally, actually, Samaik, that person who has taken a Samaik Vrat, when he sits in Samaik, actually, for him, the meaning of Samaik is just not doing all these things. Okay. Normally, when we say Samaik, that ritual is given such so that basically he gains that. A lot of times, common layman, nowadays, even to find someone with Samyak is very, very difficult, right? So people haven't really heard even the word Samyak a lot of times. When you talk about Jain, in some of the Jain Samaj, people don't even know what Samyak is. That word has become so rare for people to hear. So now, in such a case, the ritual is designed with the mind to keep in mind, to remind people about their goal, about the nature. So basically, they recall the nature of Arihantas. In Vanna, in basically the Dev Stuti, right? You will remember, try to recall the nature of the Dev. Guru Vanna, they try to recall the true nature of their Guru. Then in Pratyakhan and Pratikraman, they try to at least foster the attitude of self-reflection. right? That
Mhm.
what am I doing wrong? But and then and Sama basically is experience the true nature of soul, and basically when you remain completely immersed in the true nature of soul, your body automatically becomes still without any activity, and that's a character. Basically, you're not even, your attention is not towards body, your involvement, your minus your conviction is not towards body. So you are completely, in a way you can say that you're completely detached from body at that point, and that's real kayotsa. So that's the true
Okay.
process. But what happens is, since people don't have that samyaktva and they don't know how to experience the soul, the
Mhm.
ritual is commonly designed so that people foster this attitude and eventually get there. But nowadays, what has happened here is this, that when people talk about Pratyakhan and Pratikrama, they're only talking about their external transgressions. So, okay,
Mhm.
if I killed this or that Jew, if I did this or that, please forgive me. So that's right. That is must do actually. That is that much sensitive we have to be. But we don't have to restrict to that, because okay, yeah, we are talking about our external behavior, and we are talking about our attitude, that we may not have been too careful. But what about our opinions? What about basically what we believe in? What about अभिप्राय, वो जो बोलते हैं ना, हमारा अभिप्राय क्या है? तो अगर
Mhm.
हम उसका ध्यान नहीं देते, अगर अभिप्राय में हिंसा है, तो बाहर की हिंसा तो कभी जाएगी ही नहीं. As long as we
Right.
don't remove the violence from our opinions and from our convictions and from our beliefs, we can never eradicate other type of violence. So,
So, so
nature, true
as a
nature of
Shravak
whole
who,
is yeah.
so as a Shravak who does not have Samyaktva yet, I mean, if I don't have Samyaktva yet,
Mhm.
and I want to do the avashiks as a Shravak. Now, I'm trying to experience Atmanubhuti, but of course, I'm not there yet. So, can I do these 6 avashiks then, or I cannot do these 6 avashiks?
See, for in the Digambar, from Digambar point of view, 6 avashyaks for Shravak. Okay, so for Shravaks are defined a little bit differently, as I mentioned. The first is Dev Puja, Guru Upasti. Third is Samayik. So you can do this, but like, see, the thing is, if you do it in a correct way, you will eventually, it will force you to contemplate on the true nature of the soul, and eventually lead
Yes,
you to the right experience. Any
agreed.
of these, take any of these component here in 6 avashak, if we do it truly from a right understanding, through right contemplation and right understanding of concepts, it will eventually take us to the self experience. Because, so take Vanna, right? Guru Vanna. So in Guru Vanna, you're trying to understand the true nature of Guru. Just
Mhm.
reciting the sutras is not Guru Vanna, right? If a person doesn't
Agreed.
understand anything and
Reciting is,
reciting sutras.
it's not, we are not talking about just reciting the sutras. When we are reciting the sutras, if we are understanding them and reflecting them, absolutely is important. Agreed.
Mhm.
Uh, but as a Shravak who does not have Samyaktva, as a Digambar Shravak, should I be doing these every day to achieve Samyaktva?
Actually, yeah, if you are doing okay, so there are what are the 6 avashyaks? Let's look at from the layman point of view. Dev Puja,
Mhm.
Guru Upasti, Swadhyay, Sanyam, Tap, and Dan. So Dev Puja and Guru Upasti, those are the two things. So puja karni chahiye. So when you do puja is a form of Swadhyay, right? So that's puja should be done. Guru Upasti means, if you have access to, first understand the true nature of the Guru. Then, if there are gurus around you, go spend time with them. उनकी सेवा करना, उनका बेसिकली उनके साथ बैठ के उनका उनके बहुमान आना बेसिकली. तो वो गुरु उपस्थिति है. Third thing is Swadhyay. So Swadhyay is basically where you explicitly spend time in understanding some concept, right? Then
Mhm.
fourth is संयम. संयम is कि आपकी जो भी कक्षा है, आपका जो भी लेवल है, उसके हिसाब से आपका संयम हो. तो अभी अगर हम श्रावक है, अगर हमारा सम्यक तो भी नहीं है, तो एटलीस्ट हम पाक्षिक श्रावक तो होते हैं. पाक्षिक श्रावक मीन्स who have अष्टमूलगुण of श्रावक. अष्टमूलगुण means मद, मांस, मधु, यानी alcohol, honey and meat and other 5 नंबर फल वो नहीं खाना एटलीस्ट. उसके आगे का अगर आपका लेवल बन गया है, if you already attain सम्यक हुआ, and if you are if you are basically getting vows, then you will have that type of sanyam. That is sanyam. And then finally top is, if you are at that level, then whatever amount of tap you are doing, that is described in the scripture, that is tap. So that is woven. These things, avashyaks, are woven throughout our lifestyle. So there is no explicit samayik mentioned for a Shravak. That will be part of his sanyam. Basically, in sanyam, vrat comes as a part of sanyam. Does it answer your question, Pritesh?
Partly, yes.
I see your question is कि आपको explicitly as a श्रावक ये करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए, right? Is that your question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what they say is, अगर आपको पहले अपने देवगुरु शास्त्र का स्वरूप ही नहीं मालूम है, आपको आत्मा का स्वरूप ही नहीं मालूम है, तो आप क्या कैसे सामयिक कैसे करोगे? सामयिक में ये 6 चीजें आ जाती है जनरली, सामयिक प्रोसेस जो देखे तो सामयिक श्रावक करेगा कैसे? उसको तो मालूम ही नहीं कि सामयिक होता क्या है। तो उसके लिए पहले बताया कि आप देव पूजा, गुरु उपासना करो, जिससे उसका कंटेम्पलेशन या गुरु का बहुमान अपना टारगेट फिक्स हो जाएगा, और वो मार्ग क्या है, व्हाट इज द वे टू गेट दैट यू विल रियलाइज। एंड देन स्वाध्याय, दीज थिंग्स आर टू हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड द राइट कॉन्सेप्ट। अगर और उसके साथ साथ क्या होता है, अपना संयम भी बढ़ता है, राइट? जैसे जैसे हमको पता चला कि अभी हिंसा नहीं करनी है इतनी, तो अष्टमूल गुण तो ऐसे ही आ जाएंगे। अगर अपने आप को जैन कहता है वो आदमी, तो उसके अष्टमूल गुण तो उसी वक्त आ जाएंगे। उसको अल्कोहल या मीट या हनी जैसी चीजें तो वैसे ही नहीं खाएगा। फिर वो जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ेगा, जैसे वो जो स्टेज हमने अभी तक देखा है कि सम्यक सन्मुख मिथ्या दृष्टि का जो सब समझ के आ जाता है, तो उस वक्त उसका ऐसा ही भाव बनता है। फिर वो जब अपना आत्मा को समझ लेता है, अपने एक्सपीरियंस कर लेता है, फिर उसको व्रत लेने का भाव आ जाता है। और ऐसा नहीं है, मोक्ष प्रकाशक में बताया भी है, कोई जीव ऐसे भी होते हैं जो पहले भी व्रत अंगीकार करते हैं और समय तो बाद में होता है, तो वो भी तो के व्रत लेने का डिनाई नहीं है। व्रत लेके उसको सिर्फ समय तो के बिना सिर्फ उसको व्रत मान के संतुष्ट हो जाना, उसका मना किया है। तो ये वास्तविक में ये सामायिक की क्रिया कब आती है? क्रिया की बात कर रहा हूँ अभी, सामायिक की क्रिया, वो जब उसका वो पंचम गुणस्थानवती श्रावक बनता है, वो सामायिक व्रत होता है उसका, अब उसकी सामायिक की क्रिया आती है। अगर और चीजें, ये जो कंपोनेंट्स है, बाकी दे आर इंटरवोवन इन द अदर आवश्यक फॉर दिगंबर श्रावक, लाइक देव स्तुति, तो देव पूजा में ये स्तुति आ गया, गुरु वंदना, गुरु उपास्ति आ गया वंदना में, स्वाध्याय है, स्वाध्याय में स्वाध्याय करने को कहा है। फिर जो तप है, तो प्रतिक्रमण और प्रत्याख्यान तो तप का ही एक प्रकार है ना। तो तप जब अगर कर रहे हो तो आप अपने को इतना रिफ्लेक्ट करने को तो कहा ही है कि हर रोज रात को बैठ के अपना रिफ्लेक्शन करना चाहिए कि हमने क्या गलती की, क्या नहीं किया, क्या गलत कर रहे हैं, क्या करना चाहिए, आगे कैसे बढ़ूं। तो ये सब हो ही जाता है, मगर सम्यक के बिना ये सब रियल सेंस में नहीं हो सकता। आप उसको एक पुल मान के आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास करें, वो स्वाध्याय के तौर पे ले सकते हो अगर आपको करना है तो, मगर ये वास्तविक तौर पे सम्यक के बिना नहीं हो सकता। Does that make sense, प्रदेश?
राइट। अभी जो अतिचार आते हैं इसमें श्वेतांबर में जो अतिचार आते हैं, उसमें उसे प्रतिक्रमण कहा जाता है बेसिकली श्वेतांबर में। तो उसमें जो है आप ना ही सिर्फ फिजिकल हिंसा की बात करते हो, आप कषाय की भी बात करते हो, आप आत्मदहन की भी बात करते हो, आप उसमें पूरी सारी चीजें बात करते हो। अभी किसी को समझता है, किसी को नहीं समझता है, जो समझ के करे तो उसमें whatever you're talking about that covers pretty much everything.
हाँ, उसका करने का कोई मना नहीं है, उसका करने का कोई मना नहीं है, वो करना है वो ठीक है। मगर जैन धर्म में क्या कहा है, पहले बड़ी बड़ी हिंसा छोड़ो, सबसे बड़ी हिंसा है जो आपके अभिप्राय में पड़ी है, कि आप मानते हो कि ये मैं मार सकता हूँ, ये कर सकता हूँ, और ये जिसकी वजह से मिथ्यात्व है, तो मिथ्यात्व की वजह से जो और कषाय खड़ी हो रही है, सप्त व्यसन से भी ज्यादा बुरा मिथ्यात्व का है। आप वो करो, उनका उसका कोई मना नहीं है, मगर आप फिर वो करो, और फिर जो सबसे बड़ी हिंसा आपके अभिप्राय में है, जो अपने अंडरस्टैंडिंग में है कि एक द्रव्य दूसरे द्रव्य का कुछ नहीं कर सकता, हम मानते कि मैं कर सकता हूँ, वो ना देखो, तो वो क्रम भंग है, वो क्रम भंग का है, करने का मना नहीं है। अगर आप तो मोरालिटी इसमें, इसको तो जो सदाचार का है, ये जो हर एक जीवों को अच्छी तरह रखना, अपने किसी को हर्ट ना करना, कंटेम्पलेशन करना कि भाई कहाँ मैंने गलती की, वो तो सदाचार में आ जाता है। उसको तो फिर आगे जाके जब सम्यक को होता है तो उसको नाम मिलता है व्रत का, मगर उसके पहले ही उसके सदाचार में वो सब आ जाता है। तो करने का मना नहीं है, मगर अभिप्राय की हिंसा को पहले प्रायोरिटी दी है अगर आप ये स्टेज में हो तो।
अगर आप सम्यक तो पाने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हो तो ये सब व्यर्थ है, और अगर आप पाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो और यूजिंग दिस एज अ टूल टू फर्दर एडवांस योर step towards achieving samyak, then that's useful.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly the point is. सब कुछ
Okay.
आप और जो भी कर रहे हो आप कॉम्प्लीमेंट सम्यक पाने के लिए करो, उसका गोल रखो, तो एक्चुअली एवरीथिंग इज वर्थ इट। लेकिन व्रत लेगा तो क्या होगा, अगर सही व्रत नहीं है, सम्यक के साथ भी उसके व्रत नहीं है, तो भी क्या है, वो पाप में से तो निवृत्ति कर रहा है ना, तो उतना टाइम अगर वो स्वाध्याय में निकाल रहा है तो उसको सम्यक को आगे जाके सम्यक को होगा, अगर स्वाध्याय में जाके सही समझ रहा है वो, तो दैट इज हेल्पफुल। देयर इज नो डिनायल टू डू ऑल दैट, बट just to be satisfied with this and think कि ये सही मैं कर रहा हूँ, सही सामायिक कर रहा हूँ, ये मैं सूत्र पढ़ गया या फिर मैं थोड़ा सोच लिया, ऐसा सोचना कि ये मैंने स्वाध्याय किया या कंटेम्पलेशन किया, कुछ चिंतन किया, कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट का, वो भी सामायिक हो गया, वो सही सामायिक है, वास्तविक सामायिक है, वो सोचना भी गलत है।
राइट,
उसको उसमें ही संतुष्ट हो जाना और उसको ही सही मान लेना और उसमें ही पड़े रहना, आगे सच्ची मार्ग का सोचना
that itself is mithya.
मिथ्यात्व, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that is basically understanding of Guru, and then understanding of true Shastra. So Saurabh gave a very good definition one time how to characterize a true Shastra. Shastra which leads you towards equanimity. कोई भी कहीं पे भी आगे पीछे जरा सी भी कषाय को की अनुमोदना ना की हो जिस शास्त्र में, यानी कषाय बढ़ाने की वृत्ति की बात ना की हो, और जो शास्त्र अपने को वितरागता की ओर ही ले जाए, उपदेश दे या उसका मार्ग बताए, वही that is the true right shastra basically. Because unless and until we identify such a shastra, we cannot basically progress because we don't have a right guidance. So that's why understanding of true Devguru Shastra is extremely necessary to understand basically to gain सम्यक. तो आगे के जो स्टेप्स है सम्यक को पाने के लिए, those are basically next step is understanding of seven tattvas, which is the process of gaining सम्यक, the concepts of gaining सम्यक and moksha. And then third step is basically swapar bhed vignan. Swapar bhed vignan. So who is myself, who is my not myself, and that explicit and conscious identification and distinguishing between self and non-self. And then finally, when that Ved Vignan becomes so strong, then it leads you towards ultimately attaining self-experience, Atmanubhuti. And at that moment, conviction, wrong conviction becomes the right conviction. And that is called Samyak. So we will discuss these steps in upcoming few sessions. अभी कोई क्वेश्चन है किसी को?
प्रेरित सिर्फ क्वेश्चन है जो प्रीतेश ने वो पूछा, जो हम कर सकते हैं सामायिक वंदना स्तुति, तो उसको हम एक्चुअल में बोल नहीं सकते ना कि हमने सामायिक किया है, वो एक स्वाध्याय के तौर पर माना जाएगा, राइट?
हाँ, स्वाध्याय माना जाएगा, वो सही सामायिक अभी हमारे लिए तो सही सामायिक नहीं होगी वो, अगर हम उसको सामायिक का नाम देके भी कर रहे हैं तो हाँ, एक फॉर्म ऑफ स्वाध्याय बोल सकते हैं उसको,
बराबर है.
okay to say सामायिक as long as we understand that it's not a true सामायिक.
बट लक्ष्य हमारा सम्यक दर्शन का रहना चाहिए साथ में करते करते, बराबर है.
ये सारे टूल्स हैं, एंड सी हियर इज द अदर थिंग वी हैव टू बी केयरफुल. हर एक जीव की इंडिविजुअल प्रेफरेंसेस, इंडिविजुअल इंटरेस्ट जो जिसमें आता है वो हर एक अलग अलग रहता है. जैसे कुछ जीव ऐसे होते हैं उनको भक्ति और वंदना करने में ही ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट लगता है, कुछ जीव ऐसे होते हैं उनको स्वाध्याय में उनका ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट लगता है, और कुछ जीव ऐसे होते हैं कि उनका और उनको स्वाध्याय में भी अलग अलग टाइप होता है. कुछ जीवों को अगर देखने में देख के ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है, यानी ज्यादा समझ सकते हैं, कुछ जीव सुन के ज्यादा समझ सकते हैं. ये सब चीज जो बताइए वो टूल्स है अपने लिए, हाउ टू गेट टू आवर अल्टीमेट पाथ. हमारा जिससे ज्यादा हमारे परिणामों की विशुद्धि होती है जिससे हमारा प्रोग्रेस अच्छा होता है, वो सब में इन्वॉल्व रह के हम आगे बढ़े। अल्टीमेटली गोल अटेंड करना है सम्यक। और मगर उसके साथ साथ क्या होता है, जो ऐसा श्रावक होता है उसके जीवन में वो 6 आवश्यक ऑटोमेटिकली आ ही जाते हैं इन वन और अदर फॉर्म। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि देव पूजा यानी देव पूजा करनी चाहिए हमेशा, मगर देव पूजा यानी देव पूजा की तो ही उसको वो आवश्यक रहता है, ऐसा नहीं है। उसको जो देव की स्तुति का जो भाव रहता है हमेशा रहता है ना, वो 24 आवर्स। मैं स्तुति नहीं कर रहा हूँ तभी अपने को स्तुति का भाव रहता है कि नहीं, बहुमान रहता है कि नहीं देव का, तो वो भी एक फॉर्म ऑफ देव स्तुति है। तो वो सब ऑटोमेटिकली उसके जीवन में आ ही जाता है, उसके उसके रूटीन के हिसाब से। तो ये ऐसा है, उसका मना नहीं है, मगर सम्यक इज द अल्टीमेट गोल। और कुछ लोगों को ऐसे भी क्वेश्चंस थे कि बुद्धिस्ट में जो विपස්සना ध्यान बताया गया है, तो उसमें ऐसा बोलते हैं, जैसे ये और ये प्रेक्षक ध्यान में भी ऐसा बोलते हैं ये लोग कि जैसा है वैसा देखो, आपके शरीर में भी जो जैसा हो रहा है वैसा देखो, कुछ राग द्वेष द्वेष के बिना। और वैसे ध्यान करके करके आपको समाधि और कंप्लीट कंसंट्रेशन, कंप्लीट इक्वानिमिटी आपको प्राप्त होती है। उसका भी हम आंसर करेंगे कि ऐसा ध्यान करके क्या आपको इक्वानिमिटी हो सकती है, नहीं हो सकती, कंप्लीट, कैन यू eradicate your kashayas by doing such a dhyan or not? So that's also a question that we will answer in upcoming few sessions.
The fundamental problem is you don't know what is right or wrong. So how are you going to be able to achieve that?
First of all, the problem is those people don't even recognize what कषाय किसको बोलते हैं।
Right.
सिर्फ सोचने का हमारा अटेंशन कहीं और जगह पे गया और फिर वो अटेंशन जिस पे गया वो चीज पे हमें गुस्सा आया। कषाय सिर्फ उतनी चीज का नाम नहीं है। हमें किसी पे हमारा अटेंशन नहीं है फिर भी हमें उस पर अनंत क्रोध हो सकता है। जैसे हमारा किसी के साथ झगड़ा हो गया और फिर हम ऑफिस में बिजी हो गए, तब हम उसके बारे में सोच नहीं रहे, वो आदमी के बारे में बिल्कुल सोच नहीं रहे। उस टाइम पे गुस्सा किसी को दिख भी नहीं रहा है और अपने को भी कुछ है नहीं, मगर अंदर अनंत क्रोध पड़ा है कि नहीं पड़ा है कि वो आदमी आया तो मैं तो उसको मार डालू। तो वो भी एक क्रोध या कषाय का नाम है। और काफी लोग ये कषाय, और क्या है, आपको किसी चीज को पाने की इच्छा होना उतना ही राग नहीं है। ऐसा नहीं है कि वही राग हो, आपको जानने में आया। अगर आप ऐसा मानते हो कि किसी चीज से आपको फायदा होता है, आपको बहुत अच्छी लगती है वो चीज, तो अच्छा लगना वही वो भी राग है। तो वो उसके अटेंशन होने के बिना सिर्फ बिलीफ होने से भी हो सकता है। तो वैसा ऐसा राग आपको अपने अटेंशन को एक चीज पे जकड़ दिया, उससे कैसे वो जाएगा? क्योंकि वो अटेंशन तो क्या होता है, उससे तो सिर्फ जानना होता है, उससे जानने से राग द्वेष थोड़ा होता है। राग द्वेष तो गलत परसेप्शन और फिर गलत प्रवृत्ति से होता है। गलत परसेप्शन रखते हैं तो उससे राग द्वेष होता है। तो वो कैसे दूर करें, वो सिर्फ कंसंट्रेशन से नहीं होता है। वो आगे जाके हम ज्यादा डिस्कस करेंगे।
Okay.
Okay, right. So Jai Jinendra everyone, see you all next time.
Jai Jinendra. Thank you.
Right.